What is happening on this planet is a shift that will create a planet that's going to last a long time in a temperate way to give you what you need. More food in the ocean than you've ever seen before. Oh, let me talk about it. For now we get into ecology. And before I give you another parable, I'm going to give you the explanation of the birds and the fish. For in the last few weeks, fish have been washing up dead by the hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Birds falling from the sky. And I'm going to make a statement way in advance of what science is going to tell you. All of it can be traced to the water cycle. All of it. It's always about the weather. It is a weather you've not seen before. Do you remember a few years ago when whales were beaching themselves? Did you notice it stopped? But while they were beaching themselves, there were many who were. So many that some human beings said, it's the end of the world. They're committing suicide. Humans always navigate to the dark first, do they not? And I'll tell you why. Because that is human nature in an old energy. There'll be a day, and it'll be sooner than you think, when you'll be able to turn on your television and watch the Good News Channel. And there'll be many sponsors lined up for it. Human beings to watch the good things that have happened that day. The stories that'll stir your heart. And presented on the Good News Channel will be things that never get reported now. Like the young people in Iran that have a movement going that you're going to see that will never allow the mullahs to take over. Like the Palestinians and the Israelis and what they're doing. Everybody under 24 and what they've decided. And you're not getting that now, are you? But it's happening now. Someday, that will take place. The whales beached themselves because the magnetics of the earth shifted so greatly that their navigational system in the magnetite, in the biology, which always steered them in the right direction to migrate north and south, migrated them right into the land. The land didn't move, the magnetics did. Therefore, you might say their map was flawed. And the reason it's not happening now is because the calves, that is the generation beyond the one that beached themselves, figured it out. Nature at its best, this is what Gaia does. And so the next generation would not repeat it. It realigned itself to the migratory ley lines, and now they don't beach themselves. Magnetics continues to shift on the planet, and the birds are unaware. With the coldness that is beginning to happen, many of the birds have migrated themselves right into that which is a high place in the atmosphere and are pummeled to death by freezing rain and hail. And they fall from the sky. It's the weather cycle. Will they continue to for a while? And then they won't, because they will have figured it out and recalibrated, because that's what nature does. Nature's way is this way. You might say, well, it's severe. It is not. It is not severe. It is a way to let the generations of birds know to go around next time. to move it slightly south or north and not to get caught again. I want you to analyze the fish that have washed up. Let science tell you this, not me, but let the science prove it. I want you to analyze the fish. They have something in common. They're all juveniles. Now, why is that? What do you know about the water cycle? What do you know about that which is beginning to be cold? I will tell you the layers of water are changing in temperature, and that is going to change the life cycle. The juvenile fish are the most susceptible to death by becoming too cold, especially the ones of the kind that washed up. By the tens of thousands, the cold killed them. It is the water cycle. Will it continue? For a while. Until they acclimate. Until they redesign how to take care of it so that they can survive. I want to give you a parable. It goes like this. It's a metaphor, actually. There is a room, and we're going to call it the rainbow room. And in this room, the colors of the rainbow present themselves linearly, one at a time. And they change every few thousand years. For thousands of years, the room is yellow, then it turns into the blue and the red, and the greens. All the colors of the rainbow, they take their turn in the spectrum. And in this rainbow room, I would like to present to you creatures, smart, intelligent, sacred, all born during the color red. And their parents born in the color red, and their grandparents born in the color red, and their children's children of their children's, as far back as you can go. It was always red. It's all they've ever known. And therefore, you might say they have a red consciousness. And they expect red. And everywhere they go, they work with red. The rainbow room then starts to do what it always has done. It begins to move into its next color. Let us call it purple. And the room starts to become purple. What happens to those who have always known red? Let me give you the attributes of what is happening on the planet. The first is fear. Here comes something odd and unusual. It's never happened before. It's darkness. We must have done it. Therefore, we'll find ways to stop the purple because it's supposed to be red. Everybody knows it's supposed to be red. It's only been red. Therefore, the purple is bad. Let's stop it. There are those. Then there are those who said, we welcome the purple. We don't know why it's here, but we like it. But we've always been red, and we don't understand it, and we're afraid of it. What do we do? And there are those who have said, we've expected the purple all along. God bless the purple. And that's the energy you sit in now. For that which has been normal on this planet for all of these thousands of years is about to shift. And it's going to present more anomalies than birds falling out of the sky, or fish washing up on the shore, or melting ice caps. I'll tell you what to look for. When you change the temperature strata of the oceans of the earth, things start to change. For the life cycle of the food in the ocean depends upon that which is the smallest. The plankton of the planet survives in certain temperatures for certain ways. And that's changing. So let us just talk about the ocean for a moment. We won't even get to what's happening in the air and what mammals might experience. Let us speak of the ocean. Have you heard about the salmon? What have your science warned against? You're overfishing. The sea is dying. The coral itself being overrun. The reefs are going away. You're not seeing the food chain that used to be there. You're overfishing. Quotas have been set up to keep it from happening. Oh, all those little people in the red box. They don't know about the purple. Did you hear about the salmon? There's too many of them. In the very place where quotas are in place so you won't overfish, they're jumping in the boat. There's too many. Against all odds, against any projections in 3D from any scientist, from any biologist, they're overrunning the ocean in Alaska. Way too many. What does that tell you? That Gaia takes care of itself. That's what it tells you. Perhaps this alignment is going to keep humanity fed. Did anybody think of this? What if Gaia was in alliance with you? What if the increase in consciousness that raised the vibration of you has alerted Gaia to change the weather cycle and get ready to feed humanity? To clean up oil spills? To do things which you never, ever would have thought of in 3D, and it's here, and it's working. You'll see it. The life cycle itself is being altered by the temperature of the ocean. And all the things you've studied and the things that were are going away. A new system of life and the way it works, how it's being altered, is upon you. And in the process, there will be extinction of certain plants, animals, birds, and fish. My advice to you, especially to those environmentalists, is to understand the cycle of life so that you may relax with what nature has always done. It puts that on the planet to serve the planet, and when it no longer serves the planet, it takes it away. The extinction of life in certain attributes, especially through weather, is normal, it is honored, it is appropriate, it is normal, even if you don't think so. Don't try to save them all. They're supposed to go away. And don't assign it to something you did. It's silly, is it not? For those in the red box, seeing the purple coming, to figure out what they did wrong. They're in the rainbow box. This is what the rainbow box does. It changes colors. And they're sitting there in fear, trying to figure out what is it that they did that possibly could have caused purple. And instead, we tell them this: the rainbow box is beautiful. The color purple, significant. Going from red to purple, I won't give you the significance, I'll let you figure it out. For those who are into colors, there's a reason why I gave those two. The earth is becoming more sacred than it's ever been before. It is with you in this. Gaia is with you in this. It's cooperating in ways you never thought it could, in the way biologists said it would not. You think you're killing it? Well, it's given birth to another system.